Alright, Gruul, Aggro, Chainbreaker, midrange with slightly aggressive slant. Varying iterations of this have been doing well in the format. And I think that's no accident. I think that these colors have a lot of fantastic tools for interacting with the format. Like, we just got done playing against mono red, or mono blue a couple of times, right? Kraul Harpooner, Shock, Lightning Strike, Collision Colossus, Goblin Chainwhirler, Phoenix. All of these cards dumpster mono blue, so I can't imagine this deck has anything other than a stellar mono blue matchup. Someone asked, why are we playing Unclaimed Territory? We're playing Unclaimed Territory because this is a warrior, this is a warrior, this is a warrior, and this is a warrior. So these Unclaimed Territories are effectively more red-green dual lands that cast Chainwhirler, but also help cast a lot of our green spells here. A couple of people are talking about choice of 5-drop. I think it's actually okay to play Siege Gang Commander as opposed to the Dragon in this deck, because Siege Gang Commander is better against the removal heavy decks than the Dragon is, and this deck tends to be good against mono blue already in other places where the Dragon is excellent. Although I could see Dragon being better against Sultai. Howdy, Proto Valor. So, I think this deck checks a lot of the boxes you want to check in this format. It's got a lot of good answers, got a lot of good threats. Well, to be fair, Dylan Hummel, good games. Good luck with the rest of your matches today. I don't think we're actually that high ranked in Mythic. So, like, we're 200 something, but there probably aren't that many people in Mythic yet, only a week into the season. A lot of people spread their games out. Yeah, don't get me wrong, Skarrgan Hellkite is very good. And it's a fine curve topper in aggressive decks. You can always find the deck list by typing !deck in chat, or by using the widget on your screen or on mobile. I think I mulligan this in the dark. Yay! Always rewarded for making good mulligans by getting punished. Oh, magic. This is why you should always keep 7. You'll never lose a game because you mulligan to 5 if you always keep 7, chat. Them's just the facts. London mulligan, take me home to the place I belong. Do-do-do-do. Be-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. I'm shocking this proactively now, so that way if they have Wizard's Lightning in their hand, they can't use this to get a discount on it. I think I'm just supposed to cast this. Although that feels pretty bad to hit there. Well, I guess I also don't want to draw those cards, so like it's kind of like clearing the top of my deck, I suppose. Yep. Hoping to draw a 2-drop here so we can go Shock plus a 2-drop. Super dead. Seems fine. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this matchup's not too bad for us. We have a lot of really big creatures that come down early. We have a lot of cheap removal. We just mulliganed to 5 and didn't have any meaningful plays for a long time that game. It's just part of Magic sometimes. I agree that light up the stage in a deck that has a curve as high as this one feels strange. Feels like a weird inclusion. I'm gonna play some games and see how it goes, though. Was Whirler a good top deck there? Yeah, it's okay, I guess. Like, the odds of them having, like, Stone Cold Nothing to, like, not be able to kill through it are, like, pretty small, though. Their deck plays 12 Lightning Bolts. Is there one basic forest in this deck? I think there's one basic forest. There is a singleton basic forest. The 24th land is a singleton basic forest. Thanks, Arena. Arena Shuffler confirmed broken. Look at this. Look at this anecdotal evidence. The anecdotal evidence is piling up, Arena. What say you? Hey, Day, good morning. That's such a good quote. He's dead, Jim. You killed him. 4 4s for 3, very reasonable this matchup. Correct, Greg. Eventually one of my 4 4s will stick, I promise. Yeah, I agree, Northwest. That's one of the reasons why it's main deckable. Especially against, like, decks like Red Aggro, just, like, having that body is super good. I really love Bronzodon in the white aggro matchup, too, because it, like, kills Conclave Tribunals. They did not have a particularly aggressive start here. They are trying to be a mono-red control deck, and it is not working out for them. Come at me, little goblin. Come at me. Gosh, the stage isn't even lit. What are you doing with your life? Trigger. This card's so good. It's such a testament to, like, the depth of this format that, like, there's so much good mana in this format that you can play 3-color decks, but, like, it's still worthwhile to, like, make Chainwhirler and Tempest Shin and, like, Benalia Marshall work. Yeah, you don't just play Mountain instead because it's basically free. You want green sources in your deck to play your green spells consistently, because playing your spells on curve is sweet. Dimstar, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. As always, if you're not familiar with mana math numbers, I'd encourage you to check out Frank Karsten's article here on Channel Fireball. Kind of breaks down the hypergeometric distribution calculations. Math is your friend. Make decisions using math. Thanks for 2 months of being lectured to. Well, thanks for coming back around, Dimstar. Someone follows me on Twitter. You know, all the tweets and the twotes. My buddy was trying to play Chainwhirler and Bell Hunt. Yeah, that sounds ambitious. Let's call it ambitious. Ambitious seems like a good word for that. Oh, this one forest is gonna be the death of me, chat. It's going to be the death of me. Whew. God bless you, Basic Mountain. Show it up to save the party. Man, this card is really bad in the face of their Goblin Chainwhirler. If I make decisions based on math, how will I ever have children? By winning the lottery. Correct. It's not bad enough against Chainwhirler that I'm not casting it. So, role assessment is one of the things we talk about a lot when we're playing decks in Magic. And I'm actually not going to attack here because I'm definitely the control deck in this matchup. So that means I feel I'm more favored as the game goes along. So, in the event they have a removal spell for this Goblin Chainwhirler, I don't think it's worth dealing 2 damage to them on the off chance I take 1 to 2 damage on the backswing. I'm going to go ahead and block here, even though this Shock In represents Collision Colossus. And the reason I'm going ahead and doing this is because I have Rekindling Phoenix here. So, like, that Collision Colossus is going to do something regardless. So I might as well, like, get it out of the way and get my bird down this turn. Woof. Alright, that's 2 Lava Coils they're through. So hopefully one of these 2 friendos will stick around this turn. Playing the lottery is worth it if you've accumulated enough fairies. If you've been incredibly unlucky in every other aspect of your life, the lottery is worthwhile. Alright. We're going to be dead on board here in a second. They have another Collision Colossus. That's what this pause is, right? This pause is second Collision Colossus. It's the only thing they could have here that they would want to respond with. Well, they could have Wizard's Lightning too, I suppose. Like, they want to Wizard's Lightning this for 1 mana. Yeah, I agree. If, like, they saved that with Collision Colossus, I'm, like, pretty on board for that. Is Green and Aggro good in best of 1? Yeah, it's probably pretty reasonable. This just got good aggressive curves to run people over with. Seems okay against mono red as well here. Alright, there's the Wizard Lightning we were talking about. I'm gonna light up the stage here. I got another Lava Coil. Okay. So what's their out here then? It's like Experimental Frenzy or Risk Factor into double hits. Banefire technically being out. Yep. Every day we trample in. Beep 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 beep. 205. Look at that, ranking on up. Remember that time we were conservative to save a single life point? Yep. Yep. The single hit point really mattered. Yeah, Dire Fleet Daredevil is a card that I've been pretty impressed with. Because there's a lot of matches where it's good as just a 2/1 first striker for 2. But like even in the control matchup, like getting to take their Thought Erasures or their cards that draw cards has been really excellent. I wonder if I'm supposed to lead on basic Mountain on 1, just because if they play a 2-drop, I'd kind of like to shock it. And now if I shock if they play a 2-drop, I can't both shock it and play Growth Chamber Guardian here. There's some opportunity cost because I am getting to put a shock land into play tapped here, which is probably going to save me health later. But I could lose out on some tempo. Yeah, like I could have shocked this and respond. Kill that, crack you. Light up the stage, looking pretty awkward still here. Arena's gonna need a restart soon. We're not quite there yet. Wonder if they have Lava Coil in their main. I wish I wasn't with a stomach bug, but Hoaglandia has free healthcare, right? Of course. Thanks for the tier 2. Thanks for the tier 2 in the 5 months, Ryam. I hope you're having a good one. Thanks for keeping me around. Uncharted, Unclaimed Territory can cast the... That's kind of funny. I'm just gonna make this a 4-4 and make another one. Just like start chaining. This is my card advantage. It comes in the form of elf crabs. Ain't no card advantage like elf crabs. Gutter Bones is like kind of card advantage, except like they're just much smaller than our 4-4s. So they're out of cards. We're in a pretty good spot here at the moment. Yeah, Chainwhirler would be an absurd hit for sure. Alright, well, you know what we know where our lightning strike is going. They might take this block, so that way I spend removal on the egg instead of the Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Because in their mind, they'd much rather I kill their Phoenix than their other thing, right? Alright, so let's start with this. Alright, that seemed pretty good for us. Fiery Cannonade sounds great here. Daredevil. I guess this is an okay blocker. Collision Colossus seems medium. Is this a Siege Gang matchup? I wonder how we feel about Siege Gang Commander here. I guess if it's a candidate matchup, maybe I don't want more Siege Gangs. Kraul Harpooner is not fantastic. I'm gonna trim these. I guess they have Kite Sail Freebooter. I'm gonna try this. Worth remembering, Cannonade does not kill Kite Sail Freebooter. I'm just gonna say that to myself now, so hopefully I remember it in the future when it comes up. Rhythm of the Wild just isn't good, Chuck. If you want to play Kraul Harpooner with haste, I'd recommend you try the Teamer Domri deck. Because Domri gives things riot as well. So it's very reasonable. So I'd encourage you to check that out. I used the Fiery Cannonade on my turn there because Gutterbones explicitly says it can only be returned on your turn. So this meant that they weren't able to use the mana that Priest of the Forgotten Gods generated to return their Gutterbones to their hand. So I could have been a little bit greedy and maybe gotten one more thing. But I think it was worth waiting so they can't, or worth pulling the trigger rather than waiting so they don't get the Gutterbones back right away. I think Domri just does what we wanted. Domri just does what we wanted that card to do, but better. It's a card that, like, gives you haste on occasion, but, like, also generates card advantage for you when everything else isn't going perfectly. Bones back. I'm actually gonna play and fart the Growth Chamber Guardian while they don't have a removal spell up here. Just guarantee get my card advantage going. If they attack, I'm gonna snap off the block. They want to spend a burn spell killing my thing that drew a card. That sounds fine. I agree, Be Rich. Both of our decks are aggressive, and we're the slightly bigger aggro deck, which generally puts us in a good position. I think their only card that kind of gives us any sort of trouble is Priest of the Forgotten Gods, and that really didn't matter here. Now I'm not blocking because I don't want them to draw a card with this. And they already have this back in their hand, so more power to them. You did just hear play and fart Growth Chamber Guardian. Those were the words that came out of my mouth. Welcome to the stream. Simic is Tribal Wet Farts. That's their guild flavor. You have a cast down here. Sure. The cast down there is why I played and activated the Growth Chamber Guardian in the same turn, so that way my opponent couldn't kill it in response to me adapting it. Because if they kill it in response to the adapt, you don't go find a friend. Everybody needs friends, chat. Alright, so I can Cannonade and clear their board, but they draw 4 cards. They're attacking for only 8 on the backswing. I think I'm just gonna play and fart this. And then hopefully use the Midnight Reaper trigger to kill them the following turn. Lava Coil is a worst case scenario here because it kills our resilient threat. Alright, I think think I just block here. I get kind of punished by exactly shock. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Whirly boy up in your base, shooting rockets in your face. GG. Dunk. Combo. Driving in my Spellbreaker, beep beep. Does Cannonade plus Spellbreaker lethal? I don't know. Maybe it was. It probably was. I'd believe you that it was if we go back and check the tape. Maybe they have shock in their deck and then it's not lethal. Like, okay, that's something to think about, right? Like, I could have pushed lethal there, but they had a red source up, right? And they draw a bunch of cards trying to lethal them with the Cannonade. So, like, if they draw shock my 4/4, and then I don't kill them, they can untap and stabilize. Whereas, like, if I Chainwhirler them and don't let them draw 5 cards, like, can I lose? I didn't think about the lethal line, so I think it's worth discussing, but thinking on it and talking through the permutations of what could happen, I think it's correct not to try and lethal them there. Like, there's no guarantee they have shock. They have shock in their deck, but, like, I think, like, we're far enough ahead that it's worth playing around. Worst neighbor NA, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. 22 power hasted Harpooners. That's awesome. Wild Growth Walker. Can we ever win? This deck's got a... If Rich, you've been playing this archetype a lot. Is Sultai unwinnable? My gut says on paper Sultai is unwinnable. How does the actual experience shake out? Okay. Yeah, so I've been unimpressed with this deck that we're playing from the other side of the table just because Wild Growth Walker dumpsters this archetype. Like your Wild Growth Walker just like takes the game and runs away with it. They don't draw Walker, you win. Yeah, sounds right. Yeah, post-board, we get to pull up and cut some of our mediocre things. Phoenix is very good in this matchup. You are not wrong. Yeah, we don't have the Whirler plus status to, like, randomly win them. Roddy, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate you shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. So, like, the problem with that trade I just took was, if they have Find Finality, they just, like, pick their thing back up and dumpster me with it. Alright, that play means that I am 1 land away from Direfleet, Daredevil, Exile, or Wild Growth Walker. And like, and this is the part of the game where like we talk about this state of the game against Sultai a lot. This is the part of the game where like the game looks kinda close, and then my opponent draws Crisis and draws a bunch of cards, and the game suddenly becomes very over. Or maybe even Hostage Taker just does it. Oh yeah, Crisis is gonna be a format staple until it's not legal anymore. Honestly, Crisis will probably be a staple in the new format that starts in the fall, the new non-rotating format, up until what's it called? Up until it gets a little bit too linear and degenerate. Mass Conk, thanks for the Prime support. Alright, is this the finality? Definitely conceding to finality here. The final countdown. Graces is love, Graces is life. Thank you for the tier 2 resub, C. Thomas. I appreciate that. Be sure to drop me a message. Let me know which deck in the queue you'd like to bump up. Do you think that's the best deck? Nope. I think Sultai or Esper are probably the best deck in the format. But that's okay. The big thing that makes good formats good, these people are great by their stuff. These people also great by their stuff. The big thing that makes good formats good, as opposed to mediocre formats, is that the best decks in this format are not that much better than the other tier 2, tier 3 decks in the format. The reason why this format is enjoyable is because we want the other things are all close in power level. So this is important here. I'm ordering the Merfolk Branchwalker first before the Hostage Taker, and the reason for this is this way, if they have Find Finality in their hand, they can't get Hostage Taker back next turn. Because I'd really prefer they don't recast Hostage Taker. If they don't have Find Finality, if we can dodge Find Finality and Crisis, we're actually might be in an okay spot here. We are kind of ahead until they hit one of those things. Vivian Reed, also very bad for us. Almost added Vivian Reed to the list, and I was like, nah. Because Vivian Reed finds Hydroid Crisis, and we're done. You want up Wrath Gates? Yeah, we'll do, Thomas. Alright, I think this is a matchup where we pull up. Pretty confident this is a pull-up matchup. Harpooner seems bad. Like, I cut Shock, probably. Yeah, it really is bulletproof, Pope. So, like, what you need to understand about this card is that this is a modal card. It's a card that's good against aggro as just a blocker, and it's a card that's good against control and midrange because it takes their spells and generates card advantage. I think one Collision Colossus here is probably better than the Shock. Like, I don't think any of these cards are better than Collision Colossus, but I don't think I want the second one. I think the rest of my cards are fine. Dragon is very good in this matchup. The fact that it can be a 5/5 or finish off Vivian Reed are both very relevant. 5/5 means it doesn't die to finality, and Vivian staying in play after it like down ticks and kills a Phoenix is pretty backbreaking for you. I would not like another Squidward. Please, please lands, please. Lands, please. Get our scry on during our upkeep. Hopefully propel ourselves into land 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. It's just elementary. What could it be? Nox Prox, thanks for the tier 2 resub. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Be sure to let me know which deck in the queue you'd like to bump up this month for your tier 2. So again, we're scrying during our upkeep, so this way we can give ourselves the best chance to draw a third land this turn. Scry a non-land at the bottom, hopefully rip a land. Perfect, just like we drew it up. Can you tell me a deck to stomp Esper Control into the ground? I don't know that there's really a deck that guarantees Dumpster's Esper Control. When Esper Control plays Magic, it kind of just does well against most things. Esper's issue is that it misses land drops enough of the time and just kind of fumbles and dies. So an interesting question for next turn is, do I scry with the map during my upkeep again, or do I just hope to draw a 4th land and play the Rekindling Phoenix? I think I'm supposed to scry during my upkeep, because that way if I... Oh, that's actually really good for me. Now we're definitely going to scry during the upkeep. Or hits all of its land drops and dies. That's true. That's true. If you hit actual all of them, you're also in a bad spot. Alright, and this is the part where we pray for no hostage taker. Alright, 2 birds. 2 birds could be good enough. Might just run them down. Might just run them down. Dead in 2. This is the other part about what makes these matchups so hard. The Sultai deck grinds really well, but you also can't just run them down because Wild Growth Walker just gains so much life. Alright, so you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. And like, this game here is such a fantastic example of why the dragon is so good, because dragon is good for the same reason these phoenixes are good here. It's good because it just runs them down. This attack means they're dead, right? It means they're dead to Hasty Spellbreaker. Someone call the police. There's been a robbery. Call the cops. Call the cops. We stole it, chat. Oh, Hostage Shaker gives me my map back. That's true. I don't know. That game was ending one way or another. Yoink. Submit. All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna swap. Siege Gangs for Dragons just because of how much better they are in the Sultai matchup. The light up the stages has also been real mediocre. Our deck just has too many 3, 4, and 5 drops to like make light up the stage very good. I think I'm in for this. I think this is okay in this matchup. Whirly boy up in your base, shooting rockets in your face. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, they missed a land drop. Oh, get him. Get him. Hit him with the pocket sand. I will take my 2 for 1, thank you. Enjoy. So, my hand has so little going on here. I'm actually gonna wait to play Growth Chamber Guardian so I can adapt at the same turn. Hey, what's going on, Johnny? You aren't the oldest. Oh, you mean oldest in actual age? Or oldest in duration? This is how we win this matchup. They need to stumble and bumble. Okay, I think we just like put the pedal to the floor while the getting's good here, and just like do this, play this out as a haste, and like beep beep. Because like they're almost dead next turn, right? Woo! Look at us! Look at us! Double digits. Double digits. I think I like the dragon better. I'm gonna put 3 of these in the main. And what's the last slot look like? How do you feel about a third Daredevil? Emo Robot Gaming, thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. Or Collision. I don't mind Collision. This card's real good with first strike. I like it. I like it. Just be super interactive. I'm happy with the board. Alright, let's do it. Or do I want... There's a siege gang in the board. Do I want this to be something else? Do I want the third siege gang in the board to be something else? Is 4 lava coils unreasonable? What's going on, Nerd Girl? Nerd Girl, you're looking for a deck for the best of one invitational. If you haven't played this yet, you should probably try it. This archetype seems like it has a lot of good tools to be flexible in best of one. I'm a big fan of Lava Coil. That card's real good. I am by no means a best of one expert, but on the surface, I feel like this probably has reasonable tools for that format, because it's like got good draws to run people over, but like also gets to interact with like mono blue and mono red really well. Sure. Okay, sweet. Let's see how this does against Nexus. Lightning Strike looking much better than Lava Coil here, just because it's like gonna go upstairs. Am I allowed to show Nerf guns on TV? Is that legal? I think that's legal. Declan left his Nerf gun in my office. And like, that's why I have a shuffling deck. My hands are just like looking for something to like play with or do. And like the Nerf gun has like the little, you pull it back and then you click it. Gives my twitchy hand something to twitch on. Yo, dog, we gave you something to twitch so you can twitch while you twitch. Exactly. See, you get it. You get it. I'm like a chronic leg bouncer, too. That's why I like standing while I stream as well. Yeah, I think that's probably especially with a draw like this. So, like, this draw that I kept was reasonable against, like, another aggressive deck, like white aggro or red aggro or blue aggro. But it kind of leaves a lot to be desired from the perspective of just applying pressure. So I think their average draw is probably much faster than what this draw is doing. But in 3, we're probably in an okay spot. Like, one of the cards I considered out of the sideboard was when we were talking about adding a... Man, it is a real shame. I guess I just do this, right? And don't let them blink. So this counters their blink so they don't draw a card. And it denies their Crisis coming back. So I think that's fine. Yeah, we're currently playing best of 3. I was just talking about best of 1 a second ago because Nerd Girl is playing in the Mythic Invitational, which is a format that's similar to best of 1. So our opponent here is very likely playing Simic Nexus. All of the cards they've played so far. No, that tournament does not have Nexus allowed in it. And honestly, I would bet large sums of money that tournament is the reason Nexus was banned, because they don't want Nexus on TV for that tournament, for their first big esports tournament. One of my clubs got Nerf guns banned on my college campus because of a game of humans versus zombies. Someone saw a player going in a dorm through a window with his Nerf gun, and they thought the yellow gun was real and got the campus shut down for 2 hours. Yeah, like, I'm not sure that we just beat a 5-5 Crisis. Like, I get what you're saying. I could have Lightning Striked and then saved a collision for this, but, like, here's the Nexus, right? Yeah. It's gonna... Probably dead here. One of my kids' uncles brought over Klets brought over a bunch of Nerf guns that he spent too much money on. He was like, I spent way too much money on Nerf guns and I have to give them to your children now, so I don't feel bad that I bought them for myself. And I was just like, all right, whatever you need to tell yourself. There are a large number of Nerf guns in my children's play area. So, I think I prefer Colossus to Lightning Strike here. I don't think I want to use other cards. I don't buy expensive toys for my children because my children are 3 and 5. They like the boxes that toys come in, so I don't spend extra money on unnecessary things. All the really expensive things they have come from other people because they're happy with whatever. They're a lot like Ketch. You would ship the sand? I think the sand is fine. I think it's 3 power, 3 power, 3 power. Like, our deck, the only interaction in our deck is Cindervines and Spyglass, and I can't mulligan to that. Spyglass names Azcanta the Sunken Rune. Bast, thanks for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. The kids do not have a coloring wall in the new house. We haven't taken within 10 minutes of the Nerf guns being in my house. There is like this ledge over the front door of my home, and there's definitely a Nerf bullet stuck up there that just like is never coming down. Man, this card's real embarrassing against Goblin Chainwhirler. Yeah, block my 3 power creature. Do it. Do it. Do it. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Nice 1-4. Yeah, in my old house, we just had, they were just like stark, bare, white walls upstairs in the living room. So like, we just had a dedicated wall that we let the kids color on. Because we knew we were either repainting if we lived there longer or when we moved, so. Just like, here's an outlet that's okay. You can color on this space and leave the rest of it alone. No, this is just generic fantasy music. That's the background music for Arena. Are we blinking my Phoenix here? Sure, they were trying to like bait a pump spell there, basically. Early boy up in your base, shooting rockets in your face. Your move, Yugi boy. This is all we got. Let the fogs hit the floor. Let the fogs hit the pew. What say you, opponent? They're playing the Archer because it's very reasonable against mono blue and mono white. It's a 1/4 that kills something that's an X1 when it comes into play. It's actually very good against white aggro too, because it like fights a 2/1 and then like blocks a bunch of 2/1s. So they're dead on board, right? They're just like wasting time here. Blocks Thief as well. Yeah, it's a good one. Found the attack with all button. Oh, do I want... So the fact that they have Archer and Incubation Druid, do I want Lightning Strike, the 4th strike over the 3rd collision? I feel like I want the 4th strike over the 3rd collision. Because of that. It's pretty marginal either way. Pretty marginal either way. Ban attack with all, right? Attack all, confirmed busted. Please make dirty aggro players click on all of their creatures. Needs better balance. In it to win it. Let's go. Sideboard hate card plus lands to cast it. Let's do it. Let's do it and do it and do it and do it again. Do 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 do. Early boy up in your base. Do 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 do. Attack all makes finding lethal too easy. Oh yeah. Oh baby. Oh baby. Go. Dunk! Dunk! I think it's right to not leave up the Cindervine activation this turn. And you get a shock, and you get a shock. Everybody gets a shock. Cindervines and Oprah, they have a lot in common. They're just givers. They're givers, chat. Oh, yeah. Working on a story that I have to tell for a midterm. It's an ASL, and it's a 3-step process before being able to actually video myself. Have you ever learned another language? I've never learned another language, no. I am monolingual. Wait, does Python count? Python. I know Python. I'm semi-fluent in Python. Thunk. Gosh, that's satisfying. Yeah. Every time you use sideboard cards to stuff. Every time you use sideboard cards to stuff Nexus in a box, an angel gets its wings, chat. Every time. Do you miss Hex? Yeah, I miss Hex sometimes. Hex had a really well-designed game. It just messed up a lot of the other parts. Should stop while we're ahead. 31. Let's get off the ladder. Can we ride 31 into staying at the top of the ladder by not playing games for the rest of the thing? What if we just don't play another ranked match between now and April? I miss Fate Weave specifically. Gosh, Fate Weave was such good design space. It's just so much better than anything Scry or Magic could ever do, just because it was digital. Along to the next deck. This will probably be the last match. Do you concede to yourself now that you're in the top 50? Asking the real questions. I think I'm just gonna play another Spellbreaker here, because this looks like Sinister Sabotage mana. I'd rather this get countered than this, I think. Chemist's Insight, I'm assuming. Or that, sure. What's Fate Weave? Fate Weave was a mechanic in a digital card game that's similar to Magic called Hex, that's now essentially defunct. It's kind of like a super scry. Basically, when you would Fate Weave, you would choose a card type, either resource or non-resource, and it would stack that type of resource randomly from your deck on top of your deck. It's like a scry that always found you what you were looking for. Oh, this gets to exile their Chemist's Insight here, right? Which is great. I guess I could have drawn 2 here as well. Am I supposed to draw 2? I don't know, I kind of like putting 6 power into play. No, it's still, drawing 2 still exiles it. If it would go back to the graveyard, exile it instead. We're one point short here. This only gives +4. It deals 6 damage, but only gives +4 when you tree them. The good news is, if they jam Niv next turn, Collision does check that, so that's nice. One of their better plays here is untap Niv Mizzet, and Collision helps make sure that doesn't necessarily end us. We're not. This game's actually incredibly close. Depending on the quality of the cards in their hand, this could be a very close game still. And obviously we have draws to kill them next turn, which is nice. Hopefully we see a Chemist's Insight here. Stupid card. Nexus of Fate. Nexus of Fate is such a stain on an otherwise great format. It's such a stain on an otherwise great format. I replace the commanders with Hellkites because I think Hellkite's better in matches that are harder, like Sultai. No, so the only reason it went to my turn is because I conceded there. If I hadn't conceded, my opponent was going to get to Chemist's Insight and do all sorts of other stuff with their Niv Mizzet. Yeah, because they have actual removal rich. Like, the fact that they have shocks in their deck's a big deal. Cannonade's also okay against some of our draws. They're not just trying to fog us out of the game. Niv Mizzet also lets them close much faster, which is a big deal. Playing against Nexus of Fate feels like I'm playing Modern in Standard. It feels like I'm playing one of the bad games of Modern in Standard. There's a ban list update on Monday. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a compelling power level reason to ban Nexus. I think if Nexus or Wilderness Reclamation get banned, you probably would like to split Cindervines with Brontodon, just because Brontodon's so good against red aggro. Let's go. Crunch. Crunch. There are like 600 different little things you could do to Nexus of Fate to make it suck less and be less offensive and easier to interact with. It could be a sorcery. It could cost more mana. It could not shuffle back in. It could be a trigger instead of a replacement effect when it shuffles back in. There's like so many little things they could be changing that just aren't, because this is not how it was designed. It could exile itself like most other taking turn spells. Yeah, I agree, Chewy. I think arenas open the game up to a much wider range of people, and that's making them more cognizant of the fact that, like, things that are tedious like Nexus need to go. I don't believe the opponent's archetype tends to play... I don't believe their archetype tends to play, sweeper effects, other than Fiery Cannonade. Yeah, the problem here is if they have Niv, they get to untap with it right away, and they're gonna get to mow down a lot of my squad. So, like, if they have Niv here, they get to, like, untap, and then Chemister's Insight shoot one of my 3/3s. And then they just need a shock to not die to the Kraul Harpooner. So we're dead to Shivan Fire here. And they're going to get 3 more draws at it. Yeah, we have some draws like Lightning Strike and Collision Colossus to still kill them through that. Alright, sweet. They're dead. Awesome. Awesome. They're dead. I mean, like, every deck's matchup against Nexus of Fate feels better, or is better than it actually feels. And that's one of the reasons why the card's so rancid, because it's a very emotionally taxing card. It's a card where even when you're winning... Oh, they're not dead. I only have 3. They're killing 2 of my things. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. We're probably dead. Yeah, I need a shocker thing off the top. You're right. I was thinking we were going to kill Niv and then kill them, but they're killing 2 of our things and they're at 4. We have draws to kill them, and if we don't kill them, we're probably dead because they have 7 cards in their hand and they have Wilderness Reclamation in play. So let's hope to rip one of our good ones. Worth noting, Cindervines is lethal in this position too. Land, that's basically like having a lethal card, right? You know, very, very reasonable. And emotionally taxing is such an apt way to describe it, too. Because, like, I really feel like at the end of the day, you know, Christy will come home and, like, how was the stream today? And, like, the days where we play against more Nexus of Fate versus less are the days where it's like, today was fine, or versus, like, today was great, had a lot of fun, etc., etc. I have a couple of lightning strikes in my deck. Am I going to get a turn to use them? The fact that they killed my creature implies that I'm going to get to untap here, which is nice. Cindervines is also currently lethal still. The question is, do they have counterspells to prevent those things from happening? Like, if I was playing in paper here, I'd probably say to my opponent, hey, show me a counterspell and I'll concede. Like, show me Sinister Sabotage. Chainwhirler is also lethal. Yeah, you're not wrong. Okie doke. Warriors, come out and play. Survey says. Oh, yeah. Hoo-hoo! Hoo-hoo! Alrighty. Alrighty. Are we done? Are we done? I think I'm happy with what we did. Let's run it back. The old run backs. Hey, Riley Reynolds. Thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for dropping in today. Hey, Fake Canali, thank you for the Prime support. Hope you're having a good one. Dallas Sooner. Thanks for the Prime. Thanks for the sub train, folks. Hope everyone's having a good Thursday wherever you're at. Thanks for keeping me around. Yep. I mean, we have Cindervines in our deck, and Cindervines is much harder for our opponent to interact with than something like Brontodon that they can, like, Lava Coil or Expansion Explosion and kill, or, you know, other ways to interact with creatures on the board, whereas Cindervines requires pretty specific interaction in the form of, like, blink of an eye. I think I keep this on the draw. I think I'd keep this in general. Like, obviously it sucks that I don't have a green source. Like, this is green mana for these. But we can put some pressure into play and then follow up with this. Perfect. Don't negate me. Yes. Alright, sweet. Let's do it. Let's do it, and do it, and do it, and do it again. Do 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 do. Okie dokie. Yeah, I'd be shocked too, but I've also been playing long enough to, like, you know, seen things like that happen. Do I just kill this? Am I supposed to kill this? Put a stop on their main phase too. I think I'm supposed to kill it because I don't have another land in sight. I think I'm tight enough on mana that I have to do this. I also, like, don't want them to, like, float mana and then, like, expansion explosion me. Like, that doesn't sound ideal. This prevents them from having mana to have a Sinister Sabotage up this next turn too. They don't have a Sabotage because they tapped off their second blue here. Great. Driving in my dragon, beep beep. Oh, we have some lethal draws next turn. What's it called? Is lethal. Chainwhirler's lethal. Another Collision Colossus is lethal. Lightning Strike's lethal. If Shivan Fire here. Oh, Collision Colossus is not lethal. Actually, I don't have the colors. How long's the pink sticking around? I don't know. This is the part where they expansion explosion and kill me. Yeah, sweet. So they're dead. Excellent. Man, this card's better than Skarrgan Commander. It's not close. They stacked these triggers wrong. It doesn't matter because they're dead, but they stacked these triggers wrong. They wanted to float a bunch of mana and make some more oozes before they put counters on things. They must not have auto stacking triggers unchecked. We're gonna screenshot that one because that's probably as high as we're going this season. Alright, so to wrap on Gruul Aggro here, this will probably be a deck we revisit if we find myself towards the end of the season and need to climb back up. This deck felt really good against everything other than Sultai, and even against Sultai, we were able to steal a match. I think Hellkite is the 5-drop that you want. I think alongside Phoenix, just like this Air Force together is just like a really reasonable top end that's going to let you go over the top of a lot of stalled boards. So the top 8 thing doesn't exist anymore for people that are talking about top 8. So moving forward, the top 8 setup was a terrible design, and Wizard of the Coast knows it was a terrible design. It was just something fast that they were able to do on short notice, I'm sure. So moving forward, you only need to be in the top 1,000 players at the end of the month. And then if you're in the top 1,000 players at the end of the month, you get to play in a weekend of tournaments where on Saturday you play, and the top some number from the 1,000 that play on Saturday get to play another tournament on Sunday, and the top people from that tournament play in a physical arena tournament that you go to in person. And if you want to find more details about that, you can find that on Daily MTG at this ! top 1,000 link in my chat. Yeah, I think I was pretty happy with what we did here. I don't know that we didn't play against any control, so I don't know that like the map Spyglass Immortal Sun package is like good enough against Esper. So that would be my one place that I don't really have good feedback on. But against the other, I think this deck's probably a good best of 1 deck too, honestly, just because like the amount of interaction we have here in the main deck is like reasonable, puts us in a reasonable spot against both mono blue and white and red and white aggro, and then our creatures can be kind of aggressive to pressure other control decks out of the game as well. Legion Warboss is interesting. Legion Warboss is a card that's good against control as well as Nexus, so I can see that being a reasonable sideboard choice here. I assume we'll snipe, and again, they haven't posted details yet, but I would assume the 1,000-player thing on a Saturday is going to be managed in client. You will have the software manage the tournament. Kraul Harpooner is a 4-of because 3 power for 2 mana is fine, and it has a relevant effect against lots of flying creature decks with flying creatures.